Welcome back to The Real Contrast. I'm Brian K.
I'm Kyle A.
It takes two of us to get through a baby gate,
Yeah, it does.
and I'm not needed. We just proved that.
No.
Welcome back, my brother.
You too.
I see we got the white T-shirt memo.
Yeah, but I don't got cool stripes on my shirt.
That's all right, man. I'm vibing on the blue background with the white T-shirts. This is
it works
maybe
pretty
it's a
darn
thing.
well. I need to stop looking over there because I'm like looking at everything else. I'm like a white T-shirt with blue background. How are you seeing that?
It's amazing.
You're a spiritual man.
I am. It's my out-of-body experience.
So what are we talking about today, Brian K?
Let's hit it with some off-market opportunities or some off-market sales.
Absolutely. And as realtors, we're always looking for that, aren't we?
It's kind of our job.
Yeah, we gotta hunt down our business. That's how it goes.
I had a conversation with a builder / developer, and he said, "Hey, I just talked to this investor, and he wants to buy, something that's gone through the permitting process, entitled, and ready to build." And I'm like, "Cool, well, I know some lots, And he goes, "Okay, well, we're talking like 100 acres here." And I'm like, "That's a little bit smaller of a buyer of a pool to look from than,
Right.
than what I was thinking, because I got a couple single lots for you,
Right.
And so, probably about an hour later, I called him back with 4 opportunities with semi-entitled to entitled. We're talking 100 plus. I said acres, 100 plus doors.
Right.
For him to look at. And this is all just, it's not anything that I came up with. I sent him some stuff on the MLS as well, but you've got to be ready and watching for that. You may not necessarily have everything every time, but that's what's important about picking a niche, I think, right?
Absolutely.
You have more of those conversations.
Yeah.
So what about an off-market opportunity? Is there any pitfalls for a seller? Okay, so let's set the stage here. I got a nice house, $600,000-$700,000 here in the Coeur d'Alene marketplace, in town, comps out good, looks beautiful, and I think that we should. My neighbor, I'm dealing with this one. My neighbor wants to write me an offer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we've comped it out at, let's say, $650. Obviously, if it's done without marketing and everything, there might be a little bit of a little shave and everything. But if he's willing to write the offer for $550, $575, is that a good thing?
Well, it depends on where you're sitting at as a seller. I mean, you got to know how the weights are shifted, right? Like if you put it on the market, you have a potential to get more.
Okay, so there's the opportunity of taking
But what's
it
the
to an auction.
circumstances, right? What's the circumstances? So that might benefit your client more. That depends. That's all in their journey, right? But our job is to explain the benefits and the drawbacks of both sides.
What if they've got a health condition and it's really hard for them to show the house?
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
Setting something up off market, or it might be better for them if they've got some type of extenuating circumstance where this home sale, and I think that there's very little argument that if you put the home on the open marketplace that are ready, willing, and able to look at, you'll probably command top dollar. I'm not saying more. I'm not saying this offer isn't top dollar, but you'll probably command top dollar by doing that.
And
Is that fair?
make no mistake, top dollar isn't a set amount. Top dollar is what the market is willing to pay for that house.
Yeah.
So people hear that, sellers will hear that, and they'll think, "Oh my God, it's way up here." But the truth is top dollar is whatever the market is paying for that house.
Well, what if we said top value? Okay, because don't terms have some? What if your seller has a health condition and someone brings them an offer? Maybe it's a little bit low, but they're willing to let them live there for 6 months. They
Right.
can cash out. Then they can go write offers
Yeah.
without being contingent on the sale of their home.
Absolutely.
There's no stress of them being homeless. I mean,
That's why contracts matter. Well, you can still negotiate that on the market, right?
absolutely. But again, here it is, a bird in the hand.
Right.
So that's the other piece to this. Yes, you definitely can probably command top dollar.
Right.
However, does it meet your needs? Right?
Right.
Like here's something we don't know when the next offer is going to come.
Hey, some sellers would prefer a cash offer with no contingencies on it versus a higher offer that's got contingencies and appraisal, right?
Yep.
So as long as everything's explained to your clients to the best of your ability, so that way they can make the best decision for themselves.
I think ultimately, I know ultimately it boils down to the circumstance of the case. I think off market buyers also get this, ooh, I'm getting a deal.
Right.
And
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know,
not always
man.
the case.
Most cases for me and the deals I've seen put together off market, it's not anybody getting a deal.
Right.
Again, it goes back to what works.
How do they feel, right? Our job is to bring buyer and seller together to make a fair and reasonable deal. If both sides are happy with it, then that's a fair and reasonable deal. You get different people with different mentalities, and they're not going to look at it the same. Fact.
Boom, mic drop.
So there's another side to off-market shopping,
Okay,
right?
hit
Especially
me.
if you're working with a buyer and there's nothing out on the market. Well, guess what? In the case of your gentleman that's looking for a 100-house lot, guess we have tools at our access. Get on the assessor's office, start looking up names, try and contact people.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's a fair way to build. Like, there was an it was off the market for many, many years over here, and I kept walking by this house, and it's like, man, somebody lives there. Knock on the door, no one would answer. So finally, I tracked the lady down to California, built a relationship with her, and she ended up selling. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of activities. So if you're an agent, don't just focus on what's already on the market for your clients. I like to do deals on doorsteps, right? I got an approved buyer, signed with me and everything. Go out door knocking in the neighborhood they want and try and see if I can't get someone to sell. Not only is that a benefit to you because you might be able to pick up a seller at that time, but you're also out advocating for your client. And that's our job. We don't have to go that far. As legally, we have to promote anything that's actually on the MLS.
Yeah. And I mean, I have done that. I have blown out pants and shoes door knocking.
Oh, yeah.
I door knocked it was actually two neighborhoods, 350 total homes. There was not a home in there that was under a half acre.
Right.
They were all half acre to acre lots. And
Yeah.
so that's a lot of walking in between doors.
Wow, it can get kind of scary going down driveways
They're
where
long.
they're covered with trees, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's not a normal place for anybody to just be walking up, knocking on.
This was a really nice neighborhood. I was the weird guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
There was no doubt about it. They were looking at me funny.
When I first got into real estate, is I picked one of the fancy neighborhoods along the river, and I just door knocked all day long for every day for 2 weeks.
What a great place to be,
Oh,
first
it's
off.
beautiful looking at these houses, but no one answers their door. They see me coming.
No one's home, man. They're down in Arizona.
It's all right, man. We're about ready to get this team in gear, and me and my boy, we're going to be out door knocking like fools.
Let's do this.
Absolutely.
So you and I were talking a little bit off air here, like we're on air, like we're on the radio. Welcome to KNBK.
Your favorite channel.
KABK.
B-A.
KABK.
Baka.
I forgot what I was saying. Oh, so we were talking about buyers, and sometimes it's a fact. I mean, okay, if a house is listed for $300,000, I bet you I can get you the house for $1 million. $1 million cash, duh. I mean, we know those kind of numbers. But there's times where we've been working with a buyer, sometime for a long time, sometimes
yeah.
maybe a couple weeks. More often than not, these buyers turn into long-term buyers where you're writing offer after offer after offer.
Yep.
But you know what they need. And
Yep.
great house on the market. And once again, here comes the boutique buyer, and they throw down a 20% under list price
yeah.
offer, or they want to ride it contingent on the sale of their 1983 Honda Civic, right? I mean, something, and you're just like, come on, this is where we need to be. What do you do at that juncture in time, Kyle?
Ultimately, you coach your clients the best you can, and you got to put up the case for this is why. You for one, how many offers are on the table? You can get that information out of the agent, right? So
You never know what's coming tomorrow, though.
absolutely, and ultimately, you try and coach them through it. Here's where we think we're at. This is the market. Do a market analysis for them. That's a good indicator. And then if it's an investor, you want to try and pull comps of something that they're going to be fixing it to, a standard they're going to be fixing it to. So you got to show value there. Ultimately, you're only going to be able to get them as far as their budget or their mind will allow them to be.
Ooh, hold on. Their budget or what?
Their mind.
Their budget or their mind. That's really important to remember.
Absolutely.
Their budget or their mind.
Do you don't mind if I budge? And then at the end of the day,